Hey there, Scott and I are traveling separately this week, but I thought I'd go ahead and show you what I've been up to for the last 7 days. Hello, it's Sheri, one half of the coolest campers ever. As I said, Scott and I are traveling separately this week because he needed to be at the K-State bowl game in Phoenix, and my mom and I decided we were going to take a cruise to the Bahamas for the holidays. So I thought I'd take this chance to give you a quick look around the room and talk to you about the ship we're on in case you've been thinking about planning a cruise and might want to know what it's really like to be on board the Celebrity Apex. It is one of their newer boats. I don't know if it's the newest, but it was christened in 2021, so just a couple of years old. General comments, it was very clean, everything was in working order, the staff was amazing. So I'm gonna give you a quick look at our stateroom. We did book our cruise, I think it's called Aqua Class. That was done by our travel agent, so I'm not exactly sure what the difference is, but it did give us access to like a welcome reception and maybe one tier up of our selected restaurant where we were supposed to eat all week. So this is a room we chose that we wanted a balcony. I'll tell that story in a minute, but let's take a look at the rest of the room. I'm gonna start right here at the bathroom, close to the front door of the room. It's really quite large and well put together. So you can see here, really nice shower. It has all of the fancy rain shower heads and all of that nice stuff. Nicer than my bathroom at home, honestly. And then the toilet, very similar to like airline toilets where it like flushes and it sounds like it's being shot out into space, but operated great. Lots of hand towels, washcloths, towels. If you hang them up, they'll leave them here. If you put them on the floor, your steward picks them right up every time they're in the room. They take very good care of you. So a nice sink and a little bit of counter space, and then you can see on both sides there are shelves, upper and lower, for all of your toiletries. So plenty of space for all of your stuff when you're traveling for 5 days, 7 days, however long you want to book that cruise for. You saw as I came in some robes hanging on the door. They do provide those. Pretty sure we could take them with us and they would just charge us some ungodly amount for them, but I think we're going to leave them here. We'll move on into the room and we'll stop at the closet space. So lots of closet space, actually. I'll open both of these doors so that you can see plenty of hangers, more robes. My mom did bring extra hangers, so if you have a lot of clothes, you might do that, but as you can see, they do provide a lot. There's a tiny safe here, which I'm not sure because there's another one over there, but also really some good sized drawers here and plenty of room for shoes and such on the floor of the closet. There is also a full-size mirror on the door. So if you want to check out your fit, make sure you look good for dinner and such, you can do that right here. So as we walk through here, you'll see there are 2 twin beds. We did ask for the 2 separate beds. There are rooms with a queen size bed, a king size bed, all of those things, but this is what we chose. You can see 2 small nightstands next to each bed. I'll come back to those in a minute, but the beds were very comfortable. Pillows were a little soft, but that's a preference thing, but very comfortable beds. And then right here you can see a large television that's hooked up to your primary channels. We were able to watch ESPN and some bowl games. We did go to the sports bar to watch the Chiefs games that took place while we were here, so go Chiefs. Right here you can see like a small table or desk with a chair. It's got a nice mirror here, so really good to use for like a makeup table or something like that. And then if you are so unfortunate that maybe you needed to do some work while you're in here, a perfect place to set up your laptop and do some work. So with that, I will share. One, we're going to talk about some of the things that are extra expenses you should prepare for. One of them is like I said, if you need to do some work or if you don't want your phone to be a brick for the entire week, you need to get an internet package. Mine that I purchased was like a premium internet package, $230 for the week. Yes, very expensive, but also, like I said, I would have been kind of out of it. Like if I just couldn't use my phone for an entire week. It did allow for sharing from device to device. So like I purchased for one device and then I was able to share a code with my mom. She could use the internet. I couldn't while she was on it. It was only one device at a time, but she would use the internet. And then when she was done, I would steal it back using the Celebrity app. So we'll talk about the app here in a moment as well. But if you're going to be looking at cruises, looking at the prices, things to consider are those extra expenses. Number one, internet. So moving on down the line, we have a dresser here with some decent sized drawers. They've got the soft close, really well put together. And then this looks like another set of drawers, but really is a safe. So again, I'm not sure why there are two in the room, but there you go. Mom and I would have preferred this to be a refrigerator. They bring you like fresh bottles of water all the time, and it would have been nice to be able to keep them cold. So there's one thing we would have liked to have been different. So we're gonna move on to the other side from the dresser is a nice little sitting area here, little couch. Full disclosure, I never sat on this all week, but I think if you were traveling with a group and some of them came into your room to hang out for a bit, it's really nice to have this extra space. So then the last piece is we asked for and paid for a balcony room. And when we first came in the room, yeah, you don't see much of a view here because we're at the Port Everglades in Fort Lauderdale, Florida now. But anyway, you can see it's set up like you would see in a normal balcony, but no window. Like, you know, we wanted to hear the waves, feel the breeze, like balcony. So we were a little disappointed when we came in the room, but after, I think it was like the next morning maybe, we realized there are controls here. So if you push this button, you can see the window come down and go back up. You can hear the ocean outside right there already. But anyway, that will come all the way down to essentially like railing level where you can in fact stand here, put your hands out, feel the breeze, hear the ocean, all of the things. So this was actually really lovely. And then up on this track as well, there is also, whoops, here's me. I tried to like test this stuff out so I do it right for you. You're gonna see and hear this blind coming down, and it provides privacy as well as it kind of darkens the room. Like we used it mostly, I would call it a blackout shade. So the room was nice and dark while you were trying to sleep. But that does come all the way to the floor to close this window. And then you can also see if you want a little privacy but don't want to black out the room, they have these doors that you can close and they're kind of frosted. So the light still comes through, but you also have privacy. And when you say, Sheri, why would you need privacy in a room in the middle of the ocean? Well, in one of our ports, we parked essentially kind of like this, where you could see another cruise ship next to us, but they were actually closer. And there were people out on their balconies. So if you want a little privacy when that is going on, you can close this door or these shades. Either way, it was a nice touch. And then we realized that because of the way this is set up, all the way out to the window with these doors just kind of pulled to the side, a normal stateroom would have ended right here with a door to an outdoor balcony. But because of this setup, the way these can be open, and this can be a solid wall, essentially, if you don't have the window down, it extends the room by several feet, and oddly enough, makes it feel like it's almost twice as big. I don't know why, just the light, a little bit of extra space, but it actually ended up feeling really nice. We were a little disappointed when we first saw it, and then it turned out that it's almost like an upgrade from a regular balcony. So we ended up really loving it. The things that you want to prepare for if you are looking for a cruise as far as additional expenses. I already warned you about the internet. The second one is gratuities. They're on everything that you purchase, obviously, but the primary one is we were charged $19 a day per person. So for each of us in the room for essentially gratuities for our steward. He was amazing. He took very good care of us. But if you think about a 7-day cruise, $19 a day per person, it adds up, right? So just kind of consider an expense like that when you are thinking about cruising. The next one would be drink packages. We decided not to buy a drink package, non-alcohol or alcohol, because just doing the math, like they're expensive and we just could not imagine. Like if I were to drink enough, like especially on the alcohol package, if I were to drink enough to break even on the drinking package, I would be obliterated for the entire week. Now, you do you. Lots of people, that's why they come on cruise ships, right? Like party, have a great time, cool. Do your thing. You're not allowed to share them with people, or you're not supposed to. So take that into an account. Even the non-alcohol version is very expensive. So think about that as you're thinking about booking. The last one is excursions. We stopped at 4 ports, which were Key West, Bimini, Nassau, and Puerto Plata in the Dominican Republic. We only got off the boat twice, and we only booked one actual excursion in Key West. We wanted to go see the Hemingway house with all the cats, so we did that, and we had a great time. The 2 middle days, we stayed on the boat and enjoyed a quieter boat. Easy to find chairs by the pool. The pool wasn't crowded. The restaurants weren't crowded. It was actually quite lovely. We could still enjoy the beautiful weather and just kind of have some space for a couple of days. And then the last day, the last port at Puerto Plata, Dominican Republic, neither of us had been there. So we chose to get off the boat, just kind of stroll around, went through kind of a resort-ish area that's built specifically for the cruises that had a pool and a lazy river and things like that. So we didn't book something specific, but they do have just, you know, incredible types of excursions like jumping from waterfalls and zip lining and wine tasting and just really anything you can think of. They have them at these different ports. Amazing, awesome opportunities, once in a lifetime sometimes, but they are expensive. So the 4 additional expenses you need to consider when you're looking at that price tag for a cruise: internet, drink packages, gratuities, and excursions. I guess I'll add a 5th because they've got all these expensive shops online: jewelry, watches, perfumes, wine, art, all of these things that you can purchase, I believe, duty free. Great, awesome. If you have that money and want to buy those things, good for you, but they are going to be a large additional expense. So consider that when you're looking at the price tag. For the Celebrity Apex specifically, a couple of things. The food was really good. The services were really good. Like the staff was really friendly, really helpful. The entertainment was amazing. They had singers, dancers, kind of Cirque du Soleil performers, a violinist, a comedian, a magician, and then that was all in their main theater each night. They also had 3-piece band, little setups and such. Live music was on the boat almost every night. So there were little, places you could go check out live music anytime. And then they also we enjoyed a place called The Club, which was where they had trivia, game shows, karaoke, just sort of activities to play and hang out and have fun. And so that was also very enjoyable. The pool was very nice. And the food, like I said, was amazing. You have specific restaurants that you kind of have a reservation at. They're pretty, I guess I call fancy. I guess I'm a 2-star girl on a 4-star restaurant cruise. But anyway, so we ended up going to kind of the cafe where the food was already included in the price for more casual eating and really more selection of what we wanted to eat. But everywhere we went, the food was really good. So food was great. Entertainment was great, service was great, and the boat is clean, it is well maintained, everything was in working order. And then, as I've shown you here, this room really is quite spacious. It could, maybe if you're a camper, qualify for like a large Class C, motorhome with maybe a couple of bump outs, right? Like that's about the size we're looking at and the size of the bathroom. So consider it your Class C on the sea. See what I did there? Anyway, if you think you're going to check out a cruise and you see a list of ships that you might be interested in, take a look at the Celebrity Apex. I would recommend it. Ooh, I thought of one thing. I was going to say 10 out of 10, but one thing that I thought was, maybe they could have done better, but really a small item. I mentioned coming back to these nightstands. There's literally only one outlet on this wall to use for like charging your devices. And then they have this little device box here that has the different types of outlets, I'm sure for like, European travelers. And then it did have some USBs. So I attached my phone and my hearing aid charger to that for the week. But it also means like you're ready for bed, you've been looking on your phone, have to get out of bed, come over, hook all your stuff up, get back into bed, as opposed to just setting it on your nightstand because it's already plugged in. The boat was christened in 2021. Today's day and age, people have lots of devices. That'd be my one thing for an upgrade. Again, fairly small. There's these plugins, the one outlet by that bed, and an outlet in the bathroom. So my mom just kind of switched her devices between those two outlets, and we made out fine, even though it was a little bit of a pain, but we did just fine. So wrapping up, as I said, if you're looking at a list of cruise ships, trying to make decisions based on price, size, activities, whatever, this is my review of the Celebrity Apex. Definitely give it 2 thumbs up, mostly 10 out of 10. I'll giving a jokingly 9 3/4 because of their lack of outlets. We enjoyed our cruise very much, and we are packed up. Our suitcases have already been taken away, and we are getting ready to go eat breakfast and get off the ship. So I hope you enjoyed your holiday week as much as we enjoyed ours. Thanks for stopping by the channel. If you liked this video, if it was helpful at all, please like, subscribe to the channel, and Scott and I will be making some more camping content as soon as the weather permits. So take care.